Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another review of our POF, that's a Patriot Ordinance Factory Revolution piston gun in 308. It's a 308 rifle type system, semi-auto rifle system that has a lot of unique innovations in it. And we've been doing some testing for reliability and for accuracy with it. Today we're going to add in a suppressor, and it's a little bit more of a calmer day out here. And we're going to see what type of shooting we can get. Let's get to shooting. All right, well, let's take a look at what we have on tap for today. We've got our POF Revolution. It's a piston gun. We have our Huxwrx Ventum suppressor on the end, 7.62 Ventum. We have our Vortex LHT, HD LHT 3 to 15 scope on top with a Reptilia mount and a Holosun 507C on it. We're going to be shooting some rounds with this, again, kind of testing accuracy, testing function, testing with the suppressor, and see what we can get with accuracy. Got a whole bunch of varieties of ammunition. We will get the Garmin Zero out, and we will test what velocities we're getting out of this 16-inch barrel in this POF Revolution. We got some Buffalo Barnes, American Whitetail. I've read online that some people said they got some really great groups with this one M118 long range, so we're going to try that. Bonded 150 grain, Goode Medal Match 175, 168. A lot of people are saying that's what they get their best rounds out of it. And this core lock that gave us some problems last time, so we'll see what's going on with that. For those of you who are not familiar with this POF Revolution, it's a piston gun, so there's a piston that's in here that gets driven back by the gas. You can gas regulate it. It's got a gas regulator on the end. And this is a short frame AR. So even though it's chambered in 308, it's shorter and the bolt carrier group is much smaller. It's like an AR-15. This is all the same size of the AR-15 except for the magwell. So some unique aspects too is that it has a slide stop underneath here that you can press in. It also has a slide release, or a bolt carrier release, as you probably better correctly say. But at any rate, yeah, this is the POF Revolution monolithic upper, which is pretty cool. As you can see, it has a very cool dovetail mount into the upper receiver in a unique way. But yeah, let's get to shooting. I've done some other reviews. We'll have links to that if you care to learn more about this rifle. We're really going to be starting to shoot today. So enough yapping and let's get to shoot. Okay, we're going to be testing out the suppressor. We'll also be testing out the accuracy of these rounds. Not super zeroed in for each round. I'm actually going to be testing precision, which means how closely these bullets group out of the suppressor and this rifle, and how well does this function. We have it set on the normal gas setting. And the reason I did that is this is a flow-through can. That means it does not add additional back pressure to the gun. So normally when you run a suppressor, you want to tune the gas way down. In this case, I don't have to do that because I've got a flow-through can. Let's see how that works. I had been using some of this American Whitetail just to make sure. I had a 50-yard zero. I had to switch to a 100-yard zero. So now we should be relatively close to the targets. And as I'm using my Garmin Zero C1, I'll be taking some averages of the shots and velocities that we get. We'll get a bigger size group because I've already taken several shots with this. So let's see what we can do. We're going to be shooting the far target in the far left. And we will go from there. .26-36. .26-34. Oh, and we did get a malfunction. So let's see what we got here. Those are very hot rounds coming in. So we did extract, and we got one in the chamber. So let's take a look at that round. Again, where I've seen this thing struggle with is these lead bullets. Take a look just at this one. Didn't get jammed. Well, it did get jammed up a little bit. I don't know if that's where the full problem was, but that's how I saw the issues with our core lock. Let's load a different one up just to be safe to get our third shot in our group. Continue on from there. But I'm not sure where that one went. Oh yeah, I can see it. All right, not a bad group in there. And that was 2596. We had 15 shots. Again, I was shooting a bunch to get some other things tuned with it. And those were my first extraction issues with it. We had a min of 2586, max of 2638, and an average of 2617, an extreme spread of 52. So that tells you what I'm getting out of this 15-inch barrel. I don't know if it tells you on the box what it's supposed to give. Oh yeah, it does. So it's saying it's getting 2820, and we're getting 2600, roughly 2620. So yeah, this is a 16-inch barrel, and those are probably out of 24-inch barrels. So seems right to me. All right, let's next up, we're going to try some of this Buffalo Barnes ammunition. Okay, so this Buffalo Barnes, it's from Buffalo Bore, but it's loaded with their Barnes TTSX 150 grain. Now, what's funny about this is I have shot this now. This is my fourth 308 rifle that I have shot it in. No rifle has shot better than 2 to 3 MOA. I don't know what rifle this was made for. I'm just kind of testing it. Maybe eventually I'll find a rifle that likes it. Who knows? So, got our Garmin C01 up. So, kind of what I've been getting. So this one got an average on that 3-shot group of 2673. So it's a little bit more powerful round. I'd say the grouping, it looks to me, assuming I have 3 shots in there, I can't see it real great, but I think it's yet again 2 MOA. I actually think our American Whitetail soft point, even though we had a malfunction with it, shot better than that group. So that's consistent with all my other rifles. Up next, I would like to try out some of this Winchester 118 M118 long range, and we'll see how that does. All right, well, we let the rifle cool down just a little bit, and we're now going with this M18 long range. All right, well, let's see what this can do. I'm excited to try it. You shoot the lower left target here. Yeah, it's like 1.5 inch MOA. It's not great. And 2561. So, pretty similar energy foot-pounds. We'll next go shoot this Federal Premium Goode Medal Match 175 grain, because that's comparable in terms of grain weight to this M118 LR. 2459, so actually lower than the other one. Some nice vertical stringing there. Yeah, so max is 2459, and min is 2453. So not bad deviations. So somewhere around 2455, something like that is the average. So yeah, and I don't know. It's probably just as far because we got that vertical stringing. I like to reshoot those. Those should be doing better. But let the rifle cool again, and then we'll get to the 168 grain and back to this Fusion 150 grain. We may try the core locked again. We'll see how that does. Okay, next up we've got the Federal 168 grain Federal Gold Medal Sierra Match Kings. Let's see how these do. Well, that's not a bad group. Sorry, in the shots. The min was 24.93 and the max 25.11. Yeah, and I don't know, about 1.5 inches maybe. It's close to 2 inches, but that felt like that could have been one of the best groups. Let's go to this Federal Fusion 150 grain. Yeah, I'm not really seeing that. I'm going to have to tell you more once I get back up. It looks like maybe 2 MOA on that one. And our shots were 24.93 to 27.56. That's a pretty big standard deviation on these rounds. So, oh, no. So I did not reset my group. For the sake of science, we're going to shoot 3 more shots. $27.36. Now we're getting readings. And that one was $26.93. And $27.18. So it had a jump around of $26.93 to $27.36. So about 40 feet per second, which isn't terrible. All right, next up and last up, we are going to be taking a look at our old friend, the Federal Core Locked, which we've shot before and has caused us issues. I suspect it's going to cause us issues again because we've had, the Federal didn't cause us any problems. We've had problems with some of the other ammunition today when we are shooting the lead. The lead. Again, this is a 180 grain bullet, so a very different weight than some of the others. Yeah, not great. Once again, 2 to 3 MOA. And min was 24.51, max was 24.76 on the last bullet. About 2,400 kinetic energy foot-pounds. So that's all we're going to do. We may do a little bit of bonus shooting. I will include that just as we reviewed our targets. We won't demonstrate anymore, and then we'll wrap up and talk about our conclusions from the day. Okay, well, we're back at home. We didn't have time to go down range, so we got to finish it up at home. But I want to take you through trying to do some video editing and tried to capture everything that we just went through. So this was our first group, and by the way, this was our best group. I would say I would be happy with 0.877. That's actually a very nice group. The only downside to that group is, remember, we had a failure. It did not cycle one of these rounds and kind of jammed on it. This gun does not seem to like the lead bullets for cycling. That's disappointing because it seems to shoot them well. That's worth investigating to see if we can duplicate that type of shooting with this rifle where we get some ammunition that cycles just a little bit better. Here's that Buffalo Barnes that I've gotten nothing to cycle great, and it's got a 2.148 inch group center to center. Here is our M118LR. I would like to test this more, but not a great group. And again, I shot these all in succession, so the rifle was really starting to heat up, so it's worth looking at that one again. But 1.779, not bad. Again, it's supposed to have a 1 MOA guarantee. This is sub MOA. So the gun, in my opinion, is proven now that we can get the accuracy. Trigger Bar is just going to have to figure out how to get that with this gun. When we did take a little break between these shots and these shots. So when we took the 175 grain Bowtail Hollow Point or Federal Gold Match Sierra Match King, we got 2.21. It wasn't great. There was some vertical stringing with it. I didn't see much huge deviation in our velocities, which this usually indicates. So it just could be me, or it could be the barrel didn't let it cool down long enough, or it could just be the gun isn't capable of shooting better than that. Now we moved over here to the 168 grain. I think consistently I'm seeing the 168 grain shoot better in this gun than I am the 175 grain. Some people said they've seen their POF Revolution shoot better 175. Mine showing that it shoots better with 168 fairly consistently. This is probably with the best ammo, the best group of the day that cycled beautifully, 1.289 inches. And we have a couple of, actually there's one other one that I reshot with this same one that improved on that. So again, getting to that 1 inch MOA. This is a really interesting group. I didn't quite get my chronograph or my Garmin set up right, so I shot two 3-shot groups. Group 1, 1.656, Group 2, 1.269. Again, the Federal Fusion, that's also a lead projectile, seems to like it okay, not a bad group. We go down here to our Remington Core Locked. It's had cycling issues with that in the past. This 3-shot group, we didn't have that, but again, over 2 inches. Off camera, I shot 2 more groups with the Federal Gold Match after letting it sit for a while, and those groups were not great. Again, doesn't really like that Federal Gold Match, Sierra Match King. So, and then I also shot a couple of groups with the 168 grain, and not bad. Look, these two are really close, and this was actually the first shot, and then these two were the next shots, but 1.23, and then I shot pretty soon after that, 1.163 on it. So very close to that 1 MOA. I'd say that's close enough for all intents and purposes. I would say that this is kind of looking like the best cartridge for the gun, with the exception for the Hornady Whitetail, and that Hornady Whitetail doesn't cycle in the gun, so we'll rule that out. Okay, well, let me know what you guys think about POF Revolution, the accuracy, the suppressor, any thoughts that you have on what we did today. Please leave it in the comments below. I appreciate everyone. Hope everyone has a great day, and let's get to shooting.